Well, I had a box sitting in the garage and I couldn't remember exactly what it was. And then I looked at it and it was something I had ordered because it was actually on back order. Totally forgot about it. But today I want to show you what it is because it may be something that you're looking for protection on the back of your Bronco. So let's get started. So welcome to the channel. I'm Nick, aka Dad, and usually Monk is here, but school is always a priority, so she's at school right now. But we want to get to this box and show you what we had in it. And actually, like I said, it was something that was just sitting around in the garage that I kind of forgot about. So what we're going to be talking today is Hooke Road, and this is their rear inner fender liners. So let's get this box open, show you what's inside. So here's the box in question. Kind of an unassuming box, but I've already kind of cut it open. Tons of strips of foam in here. But what this is from Hooke Road. We've already installed their front fender liners, their roof rack, but this is actually the rear fender liners. Now, usually these things are on back order for some odd reason, and they're almost never in stock, it seems like. And I'd put in to be notified when they came back in, and they did arrive. Now, just like the fronts, they're all the parts are wrapped in this plastic. A little bit oily when you usually get them out because I think it's just from the packaging itself. So we've got everything individually packed, it looks like. Let's pull out all the pieces. All the different bends and that in here. Usually, like what I found on the front fenders, kind of everything is kind of individually wrapped. But usually, I mean, it's really thick steel. Now, the thing is, they say you probably need two people to install it. Well, we installed our front fender liners by ourselves, and I'll tell you, they are super heavy. Pretty good thick steel. Again, making it pretty heavy. But let's get this all unboxed and get to putting these things together so you can take a look at them. So one of the things I thought was really pretty cool on these is that the inner panel has since 1966, which is really pretty cool. You know, a tribute obviously to when the Bronco first came out. So I thought it was pretty neat. But one thing I definitely want to see is how low these things go inside the fender well and how easy they are to actually install by yourself. So let's get to the hardware, which should be in a box right here. You'll need a few tools, usually a ratchet and socket, and then just some time. Well, I've got everything unbagged here. All of our hardware I've got kind of put out in pieces. One thing I have noticed on their inner fender liners is they give you just enough hardware, so don't lose any of it. We've got our 2.5 and 4 millimeter hex heads there. It does say use a socket, but I've got the T-handles. It says a 7 millimeter wrench, so I just grabbed an adjustable wrench because I don't have a box wrench at 7 millimeters. And then also grabbed a ratchet. And this is also a 7 millimeter socket. So got everything we need, everything laid out. Looking over everything looks pretty good. I mean, I did have one bend in one of the little brace pieces here. So I just kind of bent it back. But everything looks good. I don't have any damage to any of the pieces. So I think we'll get started. We'll build off the inner fender pieces here, and just hopefully I don't put the wrong piece somewhere. Oh, to note, you see this little gray piece over here, this little plastic piece. I'm not exactly sure what it's for yet. I'll need to look through the instructions, but I'm not going to throw it away yet because it does have holes drilled into it, so it looks like some kind of brace possibly. So we'll see what it is as we go along. All right, if you're going to do this at home by yourself, just to give you a quick little tip, that top piece is actually the driver's side inner piece, and there's the passenger side. The driver's side has that kick up on the since 1966, and then the kick up where this one is kicked up before the since 1966. So just give you that kind of information. Well, we've got the passenger side figured out. So you got since 1966. This goes towards the back, obviously. This one with the kick out is kind of is definitely the back plate. Then we have the mid plate up here, and then the other one. It took me a little bit. Their directions from Hooke Road are never very good. You almost got to look at the picture and then kind of decipher what it means. You're going to be using kind of like the mid-size ones here. It's really the smallest button head besides the itty-bitty ones, which actually these itty-bitty ones are for those plates I was talking about, because it's a decorative plate that goes behind the Since 1966, so you can actually see it. So that's all those are for, but you'll be mainly using those smaller button heads, these again, to attach everything. I believe the longer ones are going to be for attaching it to the Bronco. So we'll get this put together and get back to it. Now, one thing to note, the plates go on the inside, so we're going to push them up against here, because you're going to find these holes are a lot bigger in the back piece here, and that's so you have some adjustability. So you put the plate on top of it, and then you put your button head through to then use your serrated nut on the back side. Also, one thing when I'm doing this, right now I'm just putting them down finger tight, because you may want some adjustability as you're putting each plate on. I've overlapped it to where the middle one is on top of this one in the back, and the same for the front, for that front piece, just because if you get water up in here, you don't want it to be able to seep down in there. So I thought that if I've got them overlapped, then it doesn't really give it a spot to really penetrate, unless I guess I'm spinning the tires in reverse. All right, and there they are. We've got them all together now. Everything's tightened down. Now we just need to get the brackets that they give you, which are these little guys here, installed, because I believe if they're the same as on the front, you're going to have a couple of these on one side and one on the other. They give you 3 and the mounting hardware. So let's get these things on the Bronco. So our mounting positions, it's going to be this bottom one. We've already got our inner fender liners out, but did notice we've still got a tab inside here that we're going to have to get removed. So that'll be one that we'll use a bracket for. And then also back here, you've got this tab and this tab that are hanging down. It says to use this back one for one of your other brackets on the instructions. So we'll get the brackets put on here with our washer and bolt and get this mounted. But first, got to get that little guy out of there. Now, one thing when you're doing this, these tabs that they're having you bolt down to are really thin. I mean, they're just sheet metal. I'm kind of surprised that we couldn't find a better spot to put these, because I can tell I have bent these just taking out fender liners, because I absolutely hate those little plastic screws that they give you for putting those things in. So I've got both of them put in, the bolt, washer, and then the bracket on both this back tab and the front tab. And again, like I said, they're really flimsy. I can just push them around my finger, and it looks like I've bent them before. So hopefully they hold this liner in. I am sure there's going to be some other mounting spots on this, because I can see there's 2 holes at the bottom underneath that Since 1966. So there's got to be some other places, but not positive on that. So let's find out when I put this one in. Well, an update on this. I'm still installing it, as you can see, and the instructions are not good at all. They talk about that bracket in the front, which doesn't make sense because it doesn't line up with the front hole for the fender. They want you to put a bolt and washer through where this tab is at up here, and then put a serrated nut on the back, which I'd be happy to do, but that does not line up. So far, I've gotten the back bolt in where the bracket is. Those do line up. They want you to put another bolt and washer through the other hole with a serrated nut in the back. Now that one might line up, and you can probably get to it. It's just a little bit tough because the frame's right there. And then probably going to end up having to move this around because this back hole isn't lining up real well, but maybe once we get this tightened down. But so far, not impressed with it. The build quality looked good, but the execution right now is definitely lacking. You can see they've got this cutout up here for this tab. That fits in well, but the tab here needs to go to this hole here, and we're about 1.5 inches off. So I'm gonna keep working on this and see if we can find a workaround. So if you get these, you can get them installed with what you got. All right, well, inner fender liner is installed, and here's what I ended up doing. I ended up taking that front bracket off because it didn't line up with the front hole. So now that is a bolt washer through the tab that's on the fender itself from Ford, and then a serrated nut on the back. So that's holding that in. The 2 on the inside above your frame I'm using the bracket that they gave you for the back hole. The front one though is again just a bolt washer and through the tab with a serrated nut on the back. On this back one, same thing, no bracket, just the bolt washer through the tab that Ford has on the Fender, and then serrated nut in the back. That's the only way I can figure to get this done. Now maybe Hooke Road came out with better instructions or updated instructions from what came in my package. I even scanned the QR code and it was pulling this up. But this hole that's kind of, you know, towards the front of the Bronco, it does not line up with that hole. Now that I've got everything kind of set in place, we're about an inch and a quarter off still. So there's nothing I can tie into back there. There's no tab. The tab is still forward of that. But it seems to be, you know, all pretty tight. There's some rattles in there, and it's really these fins that they have on the outside that's probably just hitting up against the actual liner itself. But it looks nice. It looks finished. Keeps some of the mud and water away from the inside. And yeah, I don't think you have any wiring looms on this side, but I think you do on the driver's side. So this is probably going to be exactly what we do on the driver's side as well, because I have a feeling it's about a mirror image for the different bolts and that. So that's our tip. You're going to be using just one bracket on this back side, and then the rest are going to be bolts, washers, and a serrated nut through tabs that are already there. So let me get this finished up. Well, on the driver's side, we end up using 0 brackets. It's all bolts, washers, and the serrated nuts. I mean, all of them back there. The bracket did not fit on the back side, and both those holes lined up with the tabs that are back there. So again, just some crazy things. And even on the instructions, the driver's side isn't part of the installation. So let me wrap this up, give you my final thoughts on the Hooke Road rear Bronco inner fender liners. All right, well, these Hooke Road rear inner fender liners were easy to put together. I think the quality is nice. I mean, they're really heavy. It would be nice if they were made of aluminum, something just a little bit more lightweight. But they go together really easy. The instructions on how to put them together could be better. The pictures aren't great, but once you figure out which is which back panel, the one that says since 1966, they go together fairly easy. But that's kind of where it ends for me. I mean, the installation instructions only show you how to do the passenger side, and then even then they aren't correct, at least for our 2021. The mid hole did not line up with their hole that they had in their inner fender liner. The brackets didn't work. I mean, so we end up using bolts, washers, and the serrated nuts basically to hold almost everything together except passenger side with the one bracket. We did actually have extra hardware. We've got 3 bolts left, 3 washers, a bracket obviously, actually 2 brackets because I didn't use one on the driver's side. So I guess bang for the buck, they're nice to be able to just put in, and once you figure out that you don't need everything. But again, they may have new instructions on how to put these together. But hopefully you found this informative and helpful on when installing these Hooke Road rear inner fender liners for the Broncos. But they are cool. I like that since 1966. They got that little back plate, and you could probably make your own if you wanted to make a different color. This is just gray plastic, so could customize it to what your Bronco looks like. But as always, we appreciate you watching. Don't forget to hit that like button for us. Let other people know that this is a good video to watch. Also, smash that subscribe button, because Monk and I, we are constantly looking for tips, tricks, and products that we use on our Bronco that you can use on yours. As always though, have a blessed day. Bye.